Would you please call the roll?
Supervisor Clavin.
I am here.
Councilman Carini. Yeah. Councilman Dunn.
Yeah.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Here.
Councilwoman Miller.
Here.
Councilman Muscarella. Is he in the house?
Councilman Roscoe is working on Muscarella time. Yes, he's on his way.
Okay. Councilwoman Ryder.
Here.
I'm now going to ask that Councilwoman Ryder lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
My pleasure. Kindly place your right hand over your heart. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Before we start the calendar, Mr. Town Attorney, is there anything you want to bring up?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor, members of the board, I recommend that the board postpone item number six, the rezoning public hearing, and call for a public hearing on July 2nd, 2024. As you know, Supervisor, this is a large area of land, and we want to make sure that we notify everyone properly and compile a accurate list. So for those reasons, I'm asking that this matter be adjourned to July 2nd.
Okay, so may I please have a motion to, in effect, to adjourning item number 6 until the July 2nd, 2024 meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
And Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
All right, Madam Clerk, please call the next item number 1 on the calendar.
Yes, the first public hearing is a proposed local law regarding regulations and restrictions to limit parking in Franklin Square, near Island Park and Oceanside.
Or any member of the board wish to be heard? I don't have any slips on item number 1. Councilman Muscarella, good to see you. Is anybody else wish to be heard on item number 1 that did not check in? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have the proposed local law regarding parking or standing prohibitions in Hewlett, Seaford, and Wantagh. And Uniondale.
I do not, any member of the board wish to be heard? I do not have any slips on item number 2. Anybody else wish to be heard that did not sign in? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed local law regarding arterial stops in East Meadow and Franklin Square.
All right, any member of the board wish to be heard? All right, any member of the public wish to be heard not sign in on this item? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board approve the item.
I second that motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
All right,
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed handicap parking on public streets in Elmont and Uniondale.
Any member of the board wish to be heard? All right, any member of the public wish to be heard not sign in on this item? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
All right,
Councilman Carini. Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed local law regarding tow-away zones in residential areas immediately adjacent to Belmont Park Racetrack in Elmont and Belrose Terrace.
Okay, I do not have, any member of the board wish to be heard? I don't have any slips on item number 5. Anybody wish to be heard that did not sign in? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
All right. We've already previously adjourned item number 6 to July 2nd, 2024. All right. If that, may I have a motion on the administrative calendar?
I move the administrative calendar.
Oh, I'm sorry, Madam Clerk. Yeah, I'm sorry.
There are items 7 through 44 on the administrative calendar. I also have one item that is of an urgent or emergency nature. It's entitled "A Resolution Authorizing the Department of Buildings to Issue a Building Permit with a Fee Reduction and all associated applications, open permits, certificates, and Board of Zoning Appeals fees in connection with building permit application number 21-10992, 23-1901, and 24-810 for variance for site plan approval to construct additions to existing religious school, including an associated site improvements, foundation only, and variance to construct additions to existing religious school. Phase 1 at the premises located at 240 Hempstead Avenue in West Hempstead, Town of Hempstead, Nassau County, New York.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
And this will be added as administrative item number 45.
45, thank you very much.
Mr. Supervisor?
Yes, Mr. Town Attorney.
Based upon that, some issues that arose as a result of my discussions with members of the building department and my staff in the town attorney's office, I recommend that the board table items 34, 35, and 37.
Okay. All right. 34, 35, and 37, okay. So can I have a motion on that? So it would be, Madam Clerk, if I do it correctly, it would be items, what?
34, 35, and 37 to be tabled without a date.
Correct. All right.
That is the motion. Is there a
Motion
second?
so made.
Second.
Okay, Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Okay, on the rest of the administrative calendar then, does any member of the board wish to be heard? All right, I do have a couple of people who spoke. One was Chris Jacobs. Morning, Mr. Jacobs. I'll give you a name and address for the record.
Good morning, Chris Jacobs, Uniondale, New York. On item number 31, I was reading on the resolutions this morning, and it says for projects 19653 and 19254. What is that in relation to?
Okay, then, we give it a second. I know the commissioner's coming up here. Morning, Commissioner. Just identify yourself. That'd be great.
Good morning, Commissioner Reinhardt, Department of Water. Those two items are two grants that we're reapplying for that were not included in the 2024 offering of New York State. It's a resolution just authorizing my signature on the reapplication for them. The two projects are East Meadow Well 10 and Roosevelt Fields Wells 7, 11, and 12.
Okay, does that encompass the dilapidated water tower at Turtle Hook? That encompass that?
No, it's AOP treatment at Well 10 in East Meadow and cation exchange at 7, 11, and 12 Resort Field.
Okay, and that's in regards to the water cleanliness and as the environmental, the state has been coming down environmentally on the water condition of Nassau County?
It's for treatment to comply with regulations, yes.
Okay, so, and as regard to the Turtle Tower, I know you said it was going to get started around March, but I haven't seen anything. What's the update on that?
But hold on. Right now, we're dealing with the administrative calendar. Do you have any other questions on relation to the administrative calendar?
No, I just wanted to know what projects 19653 and 19254 were.
I just said that.
Yeah, just
Okay,
give
I
the
know.
explanation on that. If you
Thank
want to
you.
follow up after, of course, the commissioner is always willing to accommodate, sticking around and talking about the other projects as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jacobs. I don't have any other slips in administrative calendar. Anybody else wish to be heard that did not sign in? If not, may I please have a motion on the remainder of the administrative calendar? Dorothy?
Okay, I move the administrative calendar in its entirety.
Second.
Okay, that would be in its entirety with the exception of items 34, 5, and 7 that were previously tabled.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Okay, I make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye. Aye.
Councilwoman Miller,
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella,
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
All right, now that the formal portion of the program is completed, the town board will remain to listen to the comments of residents. We have a number of residents who signed in. We will start with Stephen Graziano, and I know your last name's there, but I can't pull it up there. Kraus. Good morning. If you give your name and address for the record, thank you.
Stephen Graziano, Garden City, New York. We understand that there has been an application. I am a member of the Franklin Square Historical Society and the owner of Kraus Funeral Home, which has been established now over 114 years. We sent in an application for Kraus Funeral Home to be cited as a historical building. We understand that the application has been sent maybe 3 to 4 months ago. It was brought to my attention, and I'm not sure that it's on the town attorney's desk, and we would like to know why we have not been approved yet for historical status when other businesses after us put applications in and have been approved for historical status. Why is it taking us so long to reach this plateau?
Mr. Supervisor, if I may answer, you're actually correct. It came to my office and it's on my desk as of Friday. I asked for some additional information. I'm going to be reviewing that additional information, and my office will make a decision in a pretty timely fashion.
Okay, could you please tell me what additional information you may need? Because I was under the impression that everything has been completed.
All I received was the application, and quite frankly, the documents that I received do not give me any specific indication that it's a landmark. Okay, it just said, all the documents I have shows that you want it to be a landmark, but it doesn't give any specific reasons, such as somebody famous slept there, an architect, in fact, of renowned built it, and that the architecture is in fact distinct and interesting, and quite frankly, you mentioned it's 114 years old. It might be.
Maybe John, after you could get Mr. Kraus's number and set up a meeting, you can have him come in and also maybe bring in Paul from the Historical Society and give him a helping hand with the process for a better understanding. Is that fair enough?
Absolutely,
All
Supervisor.
right, Mr. Kraus, if you stick around after, the town attorney will get your information. You guys are going to have a follow-up meeting.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Next, I have Catherine Turisco. Good morning, name and address, thank you.
Catherine Terrasio, Franklin Square.
Okay. Yes.
We're here on behalf of the Franklin Square Civic Association and the Franklin Square Historical Society to propose a solution to a local problem that will benefit all residents in the town of Hempstead. The town board is aware that in October of 2019, the building located at 989 Hempstead Turnpike, known as the Franklin Theater, was designated a historic landmark. It has now fallen into some disrepair. It has come to our attention that the town's preservation ordinance is ineffectual at protecting a historic property, as it has no ability to stop an owner from allowing or even hastening a building's demise by neglecting it. This sets a dangerous precedent. Disgruntled property owners will continue to use this loophole to skirt the designation. They abandon their buildings, and inevitably the municipality has no choice but to condemn them. But demolition by neglect does not happen overnight, and the cost of allowing it to happen can negatively impact a neighborhood for years. The costs include risks to surrounding buildings, safety hazards to pedestrians, deterrence to local investment, risk of squatters, and adverse effects to nearby property values. The designated buildings left to ruin have the potential to break a community. On Long Island, only 1/3 of local governments have preservation ordinances. The town of Hempstead is among these, thereby demonstrating its appreciation for our community's historic resources. However, there is room to do better. Several townships and a few incorporated villages on LI include a provision in their ordinance to prevent demolition by neglect. These include, but are not limited to, townships of Islip, Babylon, Oyster Bay, Huntington, Brookhaven, and Southold, and the villages of Mineola, Old Westbury, and Belrose. We are not among those, and we must be. I would argue that our ordinance should be better than theirs. It should be an example to all. We are stewards of a rich history that stretches back even farther than our town's founding in the 1640s. Some of these ordinances simply mandate that an owner maintain and keep in good repair all exterior portions of a building. Town of Hempstead's current ordinance was adopted in 1983. It is high time for an update. If demolition by neglect is allowed to happen once, it will continue to happen again and again. We would like the town board and the Landmarks Preservation Committee to make amendments to the current preservation ordinance to include a retroactive provision to prevent demolition by neglect, with appropriate penalties for violation. We would like all designated properties, past, present, and future, in the town of Hempstead to be protected. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, and I will direct the town attorney and the chief deputy town attorney to reach out to Supervisor Angie Carpenter and Supervisor Schaefer, a couple of our friends there, and maybe send somebody out there and talk to them about their laws and see what we could do to coincide with them. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Thank you very much. Next, I have Neil Weiss. Good morning. If you give your name and address for the record, thank you.
Hi, Neil Weiss, Baldwin, New York. I am here because I have written to the town attorney's office, Mr. Clavin's office, Ms. Guzman's office, and have not been heard and not been addressed. I was banned from the all-town pools last August for tapping a lifeguard with a pool noodle, similar to this, but much longer. And there's also some other incident that's listed in the letter that where I was banned, and it goes back to something that may have happened 7 years ago, where one of the male lifeguards told me to look on his Facebook page about his diving. I did so. While I was looking on his page, accidentally brushed over something that started a phone call, which I immediately hung up from. These are two incidents that are mentioned in the letter that was given to me. I made many attempts to go through the clerk's office to get FOIL requests on what possibly they could be talking about as far as other issues, and I have gotten nothing back. The town has ignored me, and they have not even acknowledged that they even written back, oh, we got your letter, we sent it off to somebody else. And spoken to Mr. Lino at one point, left messages, and I've not gotten back from him either. So, I mean, where is the due process? Where is the opportunity for me to be heard? And I really think that this is that this is way over what has happened, and I would like to be able to use the pool facilities immediately. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Next, I have, this is R.E. Aurora from Seaford? Right, okay. How you doing? If you give your name and address for the record.
Yes,
Thank you.
it's Ray Aurora, 3712 Terrapin Place, Seaford. Mr. Supervisor and Board, I want to thank you for standing up to the state and to the federal government for some of the insane policies that they're trying to enact. So I say that as a Democrat. I appreciate your efforts. I know it's hard work, and we're seeing some insanity. We all know what it is, but that's not why I'm here. But I want to thank you for that. My concern is with regard to the animals being shipped out of the shelter, and we're seeing some of the stories about where they're going and the facilities. And I know that there's good intention from this board, but I do think that a greater emphasis has to be placed on what happens to these animals after they leave the shelter. And it feels as though it's a little bit of out of sight, out of mind type of thing. And I understand that, they were here and they're now somewhere else, but these are still animals and they're being treated horribly in some cases. I think it's something that you guys should look into a little bit more. And then in my remaining time, the roads in Seaford Harbor, I live in Seaford Harbor. The roads, it's not your fault, but the roads flood all the time. And my street, in particular, Terrapin, is in terrible shape. I know everyone's going to say the same thing. I don't know what the schedule is or whatever. I think all of us are reasonable. We know that it may not happen tomorrow, but if we can somehow get an insight into when the streets get repaved, Perhaps we can plan our home improvements around such things like driveways and stuff like that if we know when the roads are being fixed. So, but I do hope that that you guys work on the animal issue, because it seems like it's not even a Republican Democrat thing. It's just a bipartisan thing. Everyone cares about the animals. You have the budget. I hope you would do more to ensure that once they leave the facility that they are well taken care of. Thank you.
You said it was Terrapin, the road?
Terrapin, Terrapin.
Ray, my staff member is going to grab you right now. We'll look into the road condition. We've repaired a lot of roads in Seaford. We've done a lot of road raising projects, but Dave's going to come over and grab your information, and we'll follow up with you.
Neptune is beautiful. Neptune is great, but down by me, it's a little bit.
We're still trying to get ahead of it, but please grab, Dave's going to grab you, okay?
Thank you. Next, I have Nancy Youngfest. Good morning, name and address, thanks.
Good morning. How's everybody today?
Good.
My name is Nancy Youngford. I'm the president of the Franklin Square Historical Society, and I'm here today to talk to you about revitalizing our community of Franklin Square, our downtown, before it becomes just another dead pass-through on Hempstead Turnpike. We have stores that are lacking floors, that are up for rent. We have a theater that we had someone who was very interested in revitalizing the theater, and when he got in to see it, there's a hole in the roof, there's water in the building, there's mold, no heat. Everything in the building needs to be gutted at this point. I'm looking for help from you folks. We know that there's revitalization money through the state of New York. We know that there's New York Forward. We need your help to get on their docket so that we can receive some of that money to help revitalize Franklin Square. We are a small community, you know that. Councilman Muscarella is my councilman. He's been to see us multiple times. I know that most of you have been in to see us at some point or the other, but we need to have you come and help us figure out how to move forward, how to secure those properties that have been landmarked, and how to keep anything else that's in there from dying on the vine. We're kind of at a loss. You're all invited. On June 11th, we're having a meeting of all of the different organizations in Franklin Square. We're doing it at the Franklin Square Historical Museum, and we'd like you to come, especially if your community has received some of those revitalization funding or the New York Forward funding. We need to have your help to know how to move forward on it. We've got a committee, we're ready to start doing it, but we need you to help us do it. So if you can assign somebody to be our go-between, that would be fabulous. I would appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Nancy, before you go, I'm going to just introduce new Commissioner Craig Mallow. Craig is over in economic planning, and then after the meeting, maybe to exchange numbers and go visit him. He's very insightful, he's real dedicated to it, and he'll give you a helping hand and help you with the process, okay?
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you very much, Commissioner. Next, I have Bill. Bill, if you give your name and address, and I didn't see you at the Venus Diner, but that's okay.
Good morning. My name is Bill Youngford, live in Franklin Square, 258 Roosevelt Avenue, Franklin Square. It's a pleasure to be here speaking to Supervisor Clavin and town councilmen and town officials. I represent not only the Franklin Square Historical Society, but I'm also a member of the Franklin Square Chamber of Commerce. I was a vice president for 14 years. We have a petition signed by 88 people so far. People in Franklin Square concerned about the theater, and I know we spoke about that already, but I'll be happy to pass along the petition with 88 signatures so far. We'll be getting more signatures later. We really need to do something to keep that structure viable and good. I also have another petition signed with 73 signatures supporting the landmarking of the Krause Funeral Home, and I'm sure that information that the town lawyer needs will be provided with him as far as the worthiness of that landmark status. I have some very interesting pictures that I took yesterday of a building on 913 Hempstead Turnpike, which I'll be happy to provide. It's a building for rent, but yet when you look through the window, There's no first floor. This is a sign of an epidemic that's happening in our town. We're not happy about it. Franklin Square is a lovely town to live in and visit, and we're hoping that we can count on the town's support in remediating this problem before it goes any further. Thank you for your attention. Have a great day.
Thank you, Bill, and I know you follow up with the meeting, and also, Danny, you here from the building department? Can you get that name and address and check that out? You'll follow up and get that address on that piece of property? Send our favorite guy in the building department there. He likes going down, giving people a hard time. I like you, all right? You do a good job. Next, I'm going to call up Eilina Carrillo. Oh, thanks, Susie. Got the petition. Thank you very much. Good morning. Your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Supervisor, honorable board members. Thank you for the opportunity of speaking with you today. My name is Eilina Carrillo. I live on Harrison Avenue in Franklin Square, in my home for 34 years. My property was one of the first built in Franklin Square. The first fire chief lived in my house. I've donated historical documents to the Historical Society, so we're very vested in our community. My neighbor also lives on a 40-foot wide property and unfortunately built structures without permits, multiple ones, but one in particular is to burn solid fuels, including construction materials. As this went on, it affected my health quite significantly. I've also brought photographs for the board that I can leave with you of the smoke and the fires that go 25 feet up into the air. In April of 2023, after he was issued multiple violations on his property, he had to apply for permits to get these structures legalized. A few of his other structures were removed, but the fire pit remains. And it's not a normal household portable recreational fire pit that we put marshmallows over. This is a permanent structure. Flames go 25 feet in the air, and I've seen lit and burning embers rain down on my property, my garage, as well as his, and another attached accessory structure he has. The thick, noxious, acrid smoke and pollutants have caused me a lot of medical treatment. I'm still under the care of a pulmonologist. I have, in my binder, I have copies from my pulmonologist saying that wood smoke in particular is very detrimental. I'm still on treatments that were approved by the FDA due to the exposure from this. Mr. Argueta, who lives next door to me, actually set a fire on a 98-degree day. It's just very upsetting. Even during the Canadian wildfires, when there was an air quality alert from the state, he was still lighting fires. I can't get away from it in my house. I've had to leave on several occasions. The smoke detectors in my house actually go off because of his smoke, because I am less than 25 feet away from this because we're on narrow lots. We submitted letters from neighbors to the town who also have asthma and experience difficult symptoms. It denies us use of being able to use our backyard, which I'm an avid gardener, and I have not been able to stay outside during COVID, where you had to work, worship, live, breathe, and stay healthy in your own home. I was not able to do that and had to leave on multiple occasions. Problems with the process of why I think more resources need to be with the building department. The reason is because the plans that were submitted were by a draftsperson, not a licensed professional, an engineer, or an architect. So anyone with a CAD program can do it. And these were submitted along with the survey for this permit, and the survey did not match what was actually there and what was actually on the application, even though the owner provided a self-reported attestation.
Ms. Krill, this is Danny Leo, Acting Commissioner of the Building Department. He's going to go in the back and talk about this and see about helping, find out what's going on there and trying to find the solution if there's a violation, doing the right thing and implementing it. Fair enough?
Yeah.
We have a room right in the back. You can go talk to him right now, okay?
No certificate of completion was issued.
Like I said, he's going to go talk to you right now about this. Next, I have Diane Madden. Good morning, name and address for the record. Thank you.
Good morning, Diane Madden, Hempstead. I'm here, if the board doesn't already know, Poor's Ever Home, the self-proclaimed sanctuary that this board sent those 4 dogs to, has received now their 4th eviction. There were 3 other evictions within the past several years. Now they've been told that they are evicted. I'd like to know if this board, particularly Supervisor, if the town has any intention of redeeming those 4 dogs and bringing them back.
Ms. Madden, it's your opportunity to be heard, as always.
I think it's important, Supervisor, for you to let the public know if those dogs will be brought back by the town, keeping in mind that several dogs have passed away, have died in the care of these 2 individuals that are now evicted for the 4th time. Does the town have any intention whatsoever of redeeming the dogs?
Mr. Supervisor, it was brought to the town attorney's office attention. We're going to look into it.
I really appreciate that. Please do keep in mind the background of these individuals. I think everyone wants to see those dogs return that was concerned about them going in the first place, including many staff members at the animal shelter. So I do thank you for that. And by the way, in all honesty, Supervisor did send out a tweet as tax receiver under Laura Gillen that he thought it was shameful that dogs were left in such an environment. And keep in mind, Mr. Town Attorney, that they kill dogs in 5 days in those shelters. So if they are taken by animal control there, they'll be dead in 5 days. So please make that decision shortly. In addition to that, I am imploring the board again, if they haven't already, to review the privatization effort. I was there at the opening. This is a good bid. They have resources that are financial. They have veterinary resources, behavior resources, and if you're not aware, again, because I read it myself, they are willing to work with the staff, the current staff at the animal shelter, who I'm assuming is probably in the dark about all of this, but that is the case. And again, this would be a private-public partnership, and I think given the prediction of the town's finances, it would not be a bad idea to at least give an outside entity the opportunity to take over those portions of the animal shelter to see if they can do a better job. I have no doubt that they can, so I urge you to move forward with that if you haven't. And again, please don't wait long on the issue of these 4 dogs, Lenny, Wally, Dexter, and Tucker. These dogs have been through enough, and it's imperative to act quickly. I don't think anyone, including yourselves, wants to see something happen to the dogs. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Madden. Next, I have Pearl Jacobs. Good morning, Ms. Jacobs. Give your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Good morning, Pearl Jacobs, Uniondale. I would like to first acknowledge John Lipinski and his team, as well as Pete Caparelli and Frank Pepe, for their dedication and their support to Uniondale. Greatly appreciated. Supervisor Clavin, in your recent mailer regarding New York City congestion pricing, you said it is your job to protect the quality of life for town of Hempstead residents. And I just want to inform you that the quality of life in Uniondale is spiraling downward very fast. We have saturation of food vendors in our communities that I'm receiving calls on every single day. Saturation of food vendors, food trucks, blocking our traffic, are blocking our traffic flow. And where are the FDA regulations regarding that? And how are they receiving all of these licensing? That's the issue. Illegal parking of commercial non-regulated vehicles, commercial construction trucks on Uniondale Avenue, on Front Street, on our tertiary roadways. Saturation of shelter homes. I'm trying to find out how many shelter homes are in our area. I will find out. If I have to go straight to the government, I will find out. Abandoned and languishing lots, saturating our area, a bad look for our community, trespassing on these languishing lots, and people are trying to use them as storefronts, that they bring their clothes and hang on their fences, which is horrible. And I had to call John Lipinski about that last week. Thank you, John Lipinski. And our water tower, which is it's on the Herald. Here's a recent publication of the Herald. Our corroded water tower, leaking water, It was supposed to commence, work was supposed to commence, and this past March, I see nothing happening there. And Front Street is a third world roadway. I've been through many countries, looked at many things, and I have not seen a roadway as bad as Front Street. It's horrible, it's horrific, it's ponding, it's cracking of the sidewalks, sloping of the road. I'll wait till you finish talking. Sloping of the roadways, disintegrating curbsides, and the elderly people cannot walk there with their walkers because the cracks are so large in the street. So I just want to let you know that when you say that you're here to serve and protect the quality of life for town of Hempstead residents, please include Uniondale in that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And I do want to let you know, I'll call your local senator and assembly person to let her know about Front Street immediately, because Front Street is a state road. And we should acknowledge that our state representatives need to stand up and keep the street. So we agree with you on that. Thank you very much. Next, I have Portia Love. Good morning. If you have your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Portia Love. I live on Terrace Avenue in Hempstead. This is my first board meeting, so
welcome.
Why is this?
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'll just leave it like that. Yeah, so my first question, I was told that for parking, we have private parking on certain buildings on Terrace Avenue, but certain ones, like the one I live in, do not have private parking. I was told that if we bring 25 people to a board meeting in my area, that we would be able to petition for stickers in front of my building. So that way we have like fighting over parking with neighbors across the street in the houses versus the buildings. They have driveways, but they still tend to park where we park. Not only on Terrace Avenue, but also I have neighbors on Washington, in the 100, 135, and 150 building. The parking lots are overflowing into the public parking on the street, and there's really nowhere to park. There's so many people in these buildings. There's 3 and 4 cars to one apartment in some cases, and I have another neighbor on Clinton and Jackson who their parking lot is so small it's overflowing. On Terrace there is private parking in the 100 building and across from the 100 building, but not where I live. I live on 119, which is further down by Bedell. And when I call the police for help, they're very unprofessional. Also with the streets, potholes, a lot of back blocks in Hempstead are not paved smoothly. Yeah, it's a problem.
So just so you know that area is controlled by the village of Hempstead. We don't have authority on that. The parking, the roadways are all the village's responsibility. If you'd like, what I'll do is I'll get your name and number, and I'll reach out to the village and ask them to meet with you to talk about the concerns about the parking and the roadways over there. Is that okay?
Okay, thank you.
That'd be great. Carol, maybe if you can get her name and address, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Just go to the back. We'll get it from you right now, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, I have Madam Merida. Madam Merida? Okay. LaDia Carter? LaDia Carter? Okay. Miss Uniondale? Good morning. If you have name and address for the record, thank you.
Sandra Hall, Uniondale, and I'm not wearing these glasses because I think I'm a superstar or I have an album coming out.
Understood.
I got some mouthwash in my eyes and I almost blinded myself. So right now, that's why I have to wear the glasses. My eyes are messed up. I'd like to commend the young lady from Hempstead that came in from Terrace trying to make a difference in her community. I'm here for Uniondale, and a lot of our towns, our representatives here in this building, they started off in Uniondale. I hear great stories about Uniondale. Uniondale has really gone down, and I know you want more specifics. Well, one of the problems, a huge problems, is these people that are homeless. A lot of some people are buying houses in Uniondale, and then they're going to social services and then renting them out or placing homeless people there or vagrants. And I have pictures in my phone that I try to copy. You know, with these people that don't have jobs, they walk around the community rolling weed, and I have pictures. I'm not afraid of them, and I tell them, you can't do this over here. And well, it's legal. It's a huge problem with the homeless shelters and mentally ill people. If you talk to the first precinct and ask, how many times have you been called? It's worse, almost as bad as the migrants shelters in Manhattan with the shenanigans that's going on there. A lot of the problems that you're having, Supervisor, in your beloved county, in your town, is from illegal housing and homeless apartments. We all know it's hard to pay our mortgage and our rent, but we can't have 30 people, 20 people, 10 people living in a 1, 2, 3 bedroom house with 8 cars. Those people get deliveries. They also get mail. They're also overpowering our utility lines. It's a huge problem. And one of the main problems that we have right now, one, squatters, and two, there's a homeless, mentally ill man. You have to be mentally ill to have a shopping cart with about 50 pounds worth of garbage, your clothes and possessions in a cart and live on the road. He is parked and posted at the Uniondale post office every day. And it's diminishing the quality of our community. We couldn't have that in Syosset, Garden City. Why is it allowed? We have to take back our community. We can't just look, we're all for immigration, but immigration without assimilation becomes an invasion. And that's what's happening. And a basement apartments, though Kathy Holcomb thinks that it's the best thing for us, is illegal. We can't turn the corners when we drive. People are just doing anything. It's becoming much like Brooklyn. Nassau County, the 9th richest county in the country, is becoming like Brooklyn. Hempstead was once a beautiful town. It made the cover of Time magazine. Now, we know what it is. We don't want Uniondale to become that way. I beg for your help and to focus on
Ms. Uniondale, I'm
Uniondale.
going to ask John Lipinski.
Yes.
Go back there and maybe take a little time to talk to you about, in particular, if you have any addresses you can give us right now. John's going to deal with them right now. John, will you talk to her?
And I'd like to commend
Thank you very much.
I'd like to commend the board. Listen, you get more bees with honey, and your the workers in the building department. You need more workers.
We are blessed with a great workforce of fine men and women. And that I agree with you on that. There you go. Next, I have Kiani Exelis. Kiani Exelis from Lakeview. Okay. Lawrence Levinsky. If you'd like to be heard, you go to the mic and give your name and address. Hi, name and address, please. Thank you.
Lawrence Levinsky, 125 Hempstead Gardens Drive in West Hempstead. And I just wanted to appeal the decision because all this information that I'm not having my title is solely based on false information. And I put up with a lot within these 6 months. And I would like someone to say straight in my face, lie to my face, why I don't deserve this title. Like right in my face, because this is the last thing I really need right now. And I'm dealing with a lot of hardships. And I think if you're then not going to give me that title, you deserve to just lie to me right in the face.
Mr. Supervisor, we do not discuss personnel in public.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
No,
Johnson.
it's just something we don't do.
I was not aware.
Okay. I don't have any other slips. Is there anybody that wishes to be heard that signed in? Sure, Mr. Jacobs, if you come on to the back there, it'd be great. Give your name and address again.
Good morning again, Chris Jacobs, Uniondale. I need to talk to Commissioner Reed regarding a traffic issue within Uniondale. Is he available?
Well, it depends what the traffic issue is and where it's related to.
Basically, in the issue I'm having throughout the neighborhoods of Uniondale, particularly my own, is I need more signages in the, I need more of a traffic study done in Uniondale because we need more signs with parking regulations due to the fact that there's a lot of, as Ms. Uniondale had talked about, where, has she alluded to, where we have a lot of illegal parking for is like people parking past the corners and things of that nature due to the fact of like oversaturation of houses and everything like that. So if a traffic study can be done and more signage be put in to regulate parking better. And also I came back up here because as you had said during public speaking, I can ask you about the regards to the update on the water tower for Turtle Hook and the commit and the update as far as what's being done to fix it or replace it. I want a nice shiny one like Lido Beach has. So if Commissioner Reinhardt can come up here and give me an update on that,
Mr.
that'd be nice.
Jacobs, you've been coming to meetings for a long time. You know, it's your opportunity to be heard. And if you have some requests about either your address that your house is at or another one, you can email to us. And also when it comes to if somebody's parking down the street, unfortunately, that does go to law enforcement and we can work with your local legislator who can reach out to the Nassau County Police Department to ticket the area at your request. That'd be great.
Okay, but it's also it's also done by the signages and the regulation that the town of Hempstead.
Right, and the police department issues the tickets. The police department issues the tickets.
I know, but they have to follow the regulations the town of Hempstead puts on the streets.
Right, but the police department issues the tickets. Right, but the police department issues the tickets. So I'm saying we can work with your local, who's your local legislator?
Sheila Bino.
She's great. So why don't we, reach out with her, see about coordinating with her and the county police department about doing some enforcement down there to send a message. It's a great idea.
I agree with that. And for the Turtle Hook Tower update on the fixing of it, it's supposed to have started in March. I don't see one crane or anything like that. It's still dilapidated and falling apart.
It's your opportunity to be heard.
No, I'm asking you a question.
Yeah, no, I'm listening to it. So I'm just letting you, but
The update on Turtle Hook Tower.
if you want to stick around after, I'm sure I could talk to you after.
Okay, you can ask me now. I got like 40. He can.
Mr. Jacobs, you've been coming for a long time. Come on.
I know, but it's a simple question.
And I'll talk to you after.
Oh, you're gonna tell me after? Okay, so it's what I see. Nothing, right? Okay, that's great. Have a good day.
Okay, Mr. Jacobs, thank you so much. Anybody else wish to be heard? How you doing? If you give your name and address to the record, thank you.
James B. Jacobs.
Hi, Mr. Jacobs.
Yeah, just a point. Well, since you said you're just going to listen, and also with talented Mr. Squadron, just point of information, first clarification. When we have abandoned lots, abandoned homes, and so forth, does that fall under town jurisdiction, or that's our state representative, our House representative, or our Senate? Because sometimes when people come here, average citizens come here to ask for help, like the young lady from Hempstead, like the person for Lakeview, and you get a nonchalant response or say, just speak, we're not going to get back to you. It's kind of very disingenuous, and it seemed not sincere. And being that you take my tax money every so often, and I pay on time because I work every day to live here because I like the quality of life here, but yet you get this blatant disrespect, and it shoot however it fits. There's sometimes people come to you because you're supposed to be people, correction. You hired by the people to serve the people. You're not kings, you're not queens, you're representative, which means you represent the people's interests. If you don't want to do that, fine, but at least be straight and be honest. So when you look at the abandoned lots, the abandoned homes in Uniondale, whoever's in charge of that section from the town or the county, whoever the case may be, we just want respect. Now, I'm going to give it to us, fine, but thank you for letting me speak.
Thanks, Mr. No, that's okay, Mr. Antonio. Thank you so much. Anybody else should be heard? If not, have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you all.